Hi. Now, you have 4 points in front of you, out of which the first two, all of you probably know. Now, the point that I want to focus on is the last one, and that is the most essential part of what defines me. I'm a student of IIT Hyderabad with a desire to make a difference, and that is what should define each person. So, these are the experiences that I've had over my 19 years of life, most of them at IIT Hyderabad. Now, what I will do as a president, the duties of a president as listed in the constitution are these. So, in general, I'll sum it up. A president is an overall head of all activities that a gymkhana does. He has to oversee all such activities, make sure that other parts of the gymkhana are functioning properly. And what are the initiatives I will take? So, my major initiatives are 8. A Gymkhana deposit fund, and each one grow one program, a centralized feedback system, improving night canteen standards, semester end review, independent literary council, monthly inspection of hostel amenities, strict timeline for budget implementation, and a competitive coding club. Now I'm going to explain each of them. Now, what is a Gymkhana deposit fund? When all of you as freshers join the institute, you must have paid a certain amount towards the Gymkhana for its activities. Now, this amount is spent by the Gymkhana, but is not refunded to you. Now, in addition to this amount, I propose to have a Gymkhana deposit fund. So, when you enter the college, you'll pay an additional 500, or the amount will be determined after a discussion with the director. Now, this 500 will be returned to you when you graduate. But what will happen to the money while you are there? At any moment, the college will have 500 from each student, and it will generate interest. So if you estimate at least 6% interest rate, then it can give you more than 50,000. And that is a huge boost to the budget. Strict timeline for budget implementation. One of the main problems that clubs face is that there is no budget implemented. And this has been happening year after year for a lot of clubs, the majority of the clubs. So we're going to have a strict timeline. All the clubs will be required to submit their budgets to the president and their corresponding council heads or by that deadline, and this will be followed very strictly. There will be an independent literary council. Right now, there's a cultural and literary secretary who handles all cultural and literary affairs. Now, this past year, the LitSoc has grown a lot. We've had author visits, we've had a quiz every Thursday, literary activities on Wednesday. So at this scale, next year, it will be a huge burden to have both the cultural and the literary council together. So I propose to have a separate literary council. A competitive coding club. Our neighbors, IIT Hyderabad, they have a huge respect on the international scale. People from Russia, Ukraine, they participate in competitions conducted by IIT Hyderabad. Now, as an IIT, it is our duty to make sure that we beat them at everything we do. So right now there is Infero, is a programming and logical reasoning club. It handles all aspects of programming. So it is not possible to have it focus on a certain aspect. So that is why I propose a separate competitive coding club. Details you can read next. The design club, E-Labs. So this has already been implemented. It is not my initiative. And there are a few faculty who are already on board with this. Now I will make sure that this is formalized. And they have a proposal called Makerspace, and it promotes interdisciplinary project works, and this is going to be one of the most defining factors for it. Night canteen standards. The previous Gymkhana implemented the night canteen, and that is great. Now, what do we do after that? Anyone who's eaten at the night canteen must know that it's not very hygienic. So, we're going to follow strict documented rules to monitor the standards of the night canteen, just like it is done for the mess. Monthly inspection of hostel amenities. Now, washing machine is broken, there's a leakage in taps, and there's no proper drainage. But most people don't complain. They just let it be. So, the hostel office should not use this as an excuse to not do anything about it. So, there will be monthly inspections of the hostel amenities, TVs, washing machines, water coolers, leakage from taps and geysers. Semester end review for the Gymkhana. Right now, the current scenario is that there's a Gymkhana review meeting at the end of the tenure. Now, wouldn't it be so much better if you could get constructive criticism while you are in your post? So there are going to be 2 review meetings. one in November, one in March. So the November one, the main purpose is so that the next semester will be more productive and the Gymkhana works better. And the March one will be so that the incoming Gymkhana knows what the Gymkhana is about. Centralized feedback system. So right now there is no centralized feedback system where you can suggest, you can have suggestions, you can make complaints, you can give feedback about everything that is in the college. Now this ranges from staff to other students to institute staff. So there will be a centralized system in which you can give suggestions about any particular aspect of the institute or hostel life. Now this will either be a complaint box, a physical box where you can drop in even anonymously, or an online portal, or both depending on what the students prefer. Each one grow one program. Now this is the environmental initiative. If you plant a sapling, it does not always grow into a tree. So you have to make sure, you have to take care of it. So along with Green Office and NSS, each participant will take care of a plant for 6 months, and who knows, 20 years down the line, we may be the greenest campus in the world. Documentation. Okay, how do you ensure transparency in a body like the Gymkhana? Documentation is the answer. Now how, what and why? Now what is documentation? You have a proof and reference of everything that is done. Why? It makes circulation of knowledge easy, and it makes sure that everybody knows what's going on. And how is this done? Now we're going to document everything that is done under the institute, Gymkhana and the clubs. This includes all of its activities, work that the members have done. Next. Academic issues. Now the Department of Computer Science allows people to put their resumes on the website. Now this should be done for all other departments as well. There will be reading rooms year round, and in the new campus it will be done in the hostel as well. Next. Hostel issues. Currently night canteen food is delivered to the girls' hostel. Now for the nominal charge, we can have it delivered to all students of the college and not just girls. Sports in the campus. Now there are going to be makeshift floodlights because we will be shipping soon if we want to have a full-fledged one in the 500 series. There will be a girls basketball team, gym equipment. The necessary ones will be replaced, bench press, weights, because they right now are not functioning. Next. In the permanent campus, even if we do not have a full-fledged ground, we have temporary facilities. Next. Cultural issues, there will be awards and incentives so that the participation is increased. Next. Similarly for SciTech, and also we will provide targets for each coordinator to fulfill. Next. Alumni affairs, there will be a database which will be made public so that people have access to it. Media affairs, this will go hand in hand with the documentation.
Thank you, Arish.
So I'd like to finish by saying,
Arish.
My name is Arish Ojaswi. This is my vision for the presidential post, and to vote. Next.